This is CD4Peace.
March 2020, military conflict in Libya. A lethal autonomous weapons system made its wartime debut. This was according to the UN Security Council report on Libyan civil war. Drone warfare is not new. Azerbaijan used armed drones to gain a major advantage over Armenia in recent fighting. Recently, the Israel Defense Forces used drones to drop tear gas on protesters in the occupied West Bank, while Hamas sent kamikaze drones into Israel. So what's new about the incident in Libya? What we can say is that what changed was that drone was operating autonomously, without human controlling. Essentially, a killer robot. This is how science fiction came into reality. Should logarithms choose between life and death? Who is to blame for a robot that commits war crime? This is Emanuela and welcome to the 4 Minutes for Peace podcast series. In this episode, we will be delving into another aspect of what we work at here at CD4Peace, which is peace building. Stay tuned to know more about killer robots and the danger of autonomous weapons. We cannot accept a world where algorithms can kill, where machine triggered by its environment determine whether you live or die. Yet governments are spending like never before to automate their weapons, developing drones, robots, submarines that can select and attack without human intervention. So what are the dangers of a killer robots? A first danger is misidentification. Today wars are predominantly fought in cities and towns. Unlike open battlefields, these populated areas are complicated, congested places. Here, an autonomous weapon could easily hit a family car instead of a military car. The problem here is not that machines will make such errors and humans won't, but is that the difference between human error and algorithm error lies in the scale, scope, and speed of killer robot systems. Even where autonomous weapons hit the right target, the risk for civilian and essential infrastructure will be difficult to limit as required by the laws of war. Developers of digital technologies have themselves warned. Machines will never be able to bring a genuine humanity to their interaction, no matter how good they get at faking it. A second problem is the fact that the autonomous weapon will undermine international law of war. This law, codified in the treaties such as the Geneva Convention, are premised on the idea that people can be held accountable for their actions even during wartime. But how can an autonomous weapon be held accountable? Who is to blame for a robot that commits war crimes? Who would be put on a trial? The weapon? The soldier commander? The corporation that made the weapon? Non-governmental organizations and experts in international law worry that autonomous weapons will lead to a serious accountability gap. Now, imagine a world in which military, insurgent groups, or terrorists can deploy theoretically unlimited lethal force at zero risk for them, and with no resulting legal accountability. It is a world where the sort of algorithm errors can now lead to the elimination of whole cities. The world should not repeat the catastrophic mistake of the nuclear arms race. Unpredictable autonomous weapons should be prohibited. Autonomous weapons that target people should be prohibited. All other autonomous weapons should be strictly regulated to protect civilians.
"4 Minutes for Peace", podcast produced by CD4Peace, Cultural Diversity and Sustainable Development for Peace, organization established in Geneva since 2018.